Welcome back to Anchor Down Podcast, Season 2, Episode 9. I'm your host, Ian Larrabee, and today we have a very special guest over there.
Yeah, I am the fill-in co-host today, Sam Gabardi, fellow high school student.
Yeah, Sam, maybe you should tell them a little bit about yourself. What grade are you in? What activities are you in?
I am a senior at the Hibbing High School. I participate in soccer, downhill skiing, and golf, and band. Can't forget band.
Cannot forget band.
I'm part-time PSEO student, part-time high school student. Just moseying around at the school, just getting to walk that stage.
You got that math class at school, don't you?
Yeah, I still have a math class at school.
You dropped out of my math class. But anyways, yeah. So Carter's absent today, so Sam is here to fill his place. Might have to have you back on if it goes well. That's if right. Not, maybe you'll be kicked to the curb.
Let's see how the views go.
Let's start off today, though, talking about the musical. So the HHS Drama Department put on the Beauty and the Beast musical for 3 days last week. It was on Thursday, Friday, and then Sunday. Now, I went to it. I know you went to it as well, right?
Well, yep.
It was quite impressive. I had a great time.
I was actually shocked at how good it was. No one thinks they're going to go to High School Musical and be pretty blown away at how well it's going to go. I'm just going to be honest here. Yeah. But the singing, the dancing, the coordination, what's the...
Choreography,
that's what I'm going for. It was all beautiful and perfect. I couldn't say anything better about it.
No, it was impressive. Like, I went Friday night, and it got a little long at one point, sitting there for like an hour and a half. I kind of trying to adjust a bunch, but
that's how every play is,
right? But no, overall, it was impressive. I don't know how close you sat to the stage, but I got pretty good view of everything right there, and it was just packed. There were many people.
I thought the same thing when I was there. That had been at least 400 people there.
Yeah, I think Mrs. Zubich was saying that there was like 450 the first night, and then I think maybe closer to 600 the second.
So hopefully they raise some good money for that program and just keep it going.
Yeah, I walked in at what did it start at 7? I walked in at 6:50, and there was a line from the auditorium to the front steps.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know. That's crazy.
So that was really cool. Obviously a lot of people went out to it. I'm sure most everyone was just as impressed as we were, but it's cool to be able to go out and do that. And you got to support the school. You got to support all the other activities and sports if you want yours to
support everything here. I agree.
Yeah.
If you want your support, you got to go and support others.
Musical was good. Also last night, so Monday night, the 20th, there was the Spirit of the Unity Parade here in town.
We were there for the band.
Of course, we were there as well. Yeah, we had the high school band. We played marching down Howard Street.
Marching.
How was that experience for you?
For me, I thought it went pretty well. One of the leaders in the trumpet section. I thought we did pretty well as a band.
Right.
We sounded good. We looked good. I heard a lot of good compliments about us.
Yeah. Some kids were decorated to the tees.
A lot of decorations.
Some Christmas decorations, yeah.
The Hibbing Chamber hosted us for hot chocolate and cookies before it, which thank you to them.
Big thank you to the Hibbing Chamber of Commerce. It wasn't really cold out, but still, you gotta go inside.
It was actually a really good turnout for it being one of the warmer years. We don't even have snow on the ground.
Don't even have snow on the ground yet. Gosh, that's terrible that we have no snow on the ground, and it's this late November.
I should be skiing on the lake.
How's that
get a boat out there.
I went hunting this weekend on Saturday. Went duck hunting. Got out to the lake at 5:30. Ice on the water, but then you get halfway through it and no more ice. Yeah. It's all right.
Speaking of hunting, deer season this year.
Deer season, how'd that go?
Deer season. I'm a big deer hunter. I've probably hunted 8 days this winter or fall.
I think you skipped a little bit of class maybe to go hunting in the beginning.
There, if you can get it going, and it was really a tough year. From everyone I heard, it's just one of the worst deer seasons they've experienced.
It's always tough too, I think, if there's no snow out, especially trying to even if you do get a deer, if you're trying to track a deer, there's no snow. It's
hard.
Makes it no fun.
I know the deer population is down about 22% last time I checked, and a lot of wolves in the area. The weather wasn't great.
Well, we got to start being able to get the wolves. We got to start being able to hunt those wolves more to get that population down.
You talk to Governor Tim Walz about that.
I will. I've got words to say,
'Cause he likes his wolves.
I will go out there and go hunt those wolves myself.
I agree. Yeah.
I like it. That'd be cool. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, parade was good. We got a little off there. Then last week, was it? There was the swimming state tournament.
State tournament. Yeah, we had a lot of girls go. I know.
Not a lot. We just had one girl.
What, just one?
Go. Just one girl. Well, so then there was supposed to be a girl going for diving, but she injured.
Evie Rensker. She won the section actually.
Won the section as a freshman too.
And she went to cheer practice and she broke her arm, so she couldn't dive.
Sad, That's tough. Missing out on the state tournament. Oh, that's just
Lucky she's a freshman, right? So she's got a lot of more shots at it, but. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, so then Rainey Gibson, she went down there for swimming. It's the 100-yard or meter, I forget.
I think they go meters.
I don't really like it. It's
metric
system's weird, but it was the butterfly.
Butterfly.
And she did quite well actually.
Yeah,
she's a sophomore, I think, right?
She's young.
Sophomore? Yeah.
Yeah.
She took first in the consolation bracket, so what that means third place, right?
Fifth.
Or no, fifth place.
It means fifth place.
Fifth place.
Which is really, really good.
I mean, very impressive.
For going to state, that's awesome. Let alone going there and bringing a medal home, that's amazing.
And then I heard that she broke, so I don't remember exactly what the time was, but it was like a 59 point something seconds. And so she broke the 1 minute mark for her race, which was... I think she said she was the first girl from Hibbing to do that.
Wow.
And maybe even the first person from our section to do that, whatever section it is that they're in, probably like a 7-2A or something.
I think there might be 3 or 4A. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know how swimming works totally. It's one of those sports that they're special. But but no, like very impressive. Super super proud of that. Probably gonna end up having her on here next week.
Yes, congrats to her and keep it up in the future.
Yeah. Some other sports going on, winter sports seasons are getting started. Maybe not.
No, not all of them.
Maybe
not the outdoor ones.
Yet.
Skiing,
but Monday the 20th, wrestling, boys and girls wrestling practices started along with boys basketball. But the girls hockey, the boys hockey, and the girls basketball have already been going.
Yeah.
Girls hockey, they had 2 games last week.
2 games. They've been.
Did you go to the game last? Against Rockridge.
I was not there. I'll be at the game tonight, but.
Yeah. I was there with Pep, man. We
we
missed you. But the girls started off the season with a strong 4-2 win over Rock Ridge.
I did hear about
which
that.
was good. I mean, they looked pretty solid that
good.
whole game.
I know
say.
they're a really young team, but they look good. They're solid. They've got a lot of potential, a lot of future ahead of them. Just hopefully they can get something working there.
Yeah, I think they only have just a couple seniors starting, and a lot of juniors and.
Who are the seniors?
Seniors, I know. Oh man, I couldn't even tell
Ani
you.
Bolbin, she's captain of the team. Is she the only senior?
No, I know there's more. I think.
Addison Hess.
Addison Hess. Is she playing this year?
Is she not playing?
I don't know that she's playing this year.
Maybe she quit. I'm not sure.
Oh, Grace McDowell.
Goalie, really good goalie.
Yeah.
Addie Anderson, you're right. She's one of the seniors.
And then I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure. It might just be those 2. I didn't know Addison Hess quit.
Yeah, I don't think she's playing. I think she's working.
Anyway, preach your own.
Yeah. So yeah, they won 4-2 last week, and then that was on Tuesday, and then on Friday they had a game. They did lose that game though, 3-1.
1-3.
1-3. All right, my apologies. You're right. However, I was talking with Heidi Rash, star player out there.
Star player, one of our fellow bandmates and friends, yeah.
And she said it was 2-1. But then, end of the third, you pull empty net, so there's no goalie, and they scored a goal on them right there. So
it's just one of those games. You got to put another woman out there for the attempt at it. Just sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes doesn't. But so 1-1 now, and then on Tuesday night here tonight, the girls are playing. Again against North Shore.
Yep.
From what they've been talking about, they're pretty confident going into this game, thinking it should be a win.
They sound confident. The band will be there tonight. Hopefully we get a student section rolling.
Last week, I suppose you weren't there, but I have to say it might be the biggest student section
Yeah?
I've seen at a girls hockey game.
That's
in
awesome.
Quite
That's
a while.
good to hear.
Yeah. Again, talking about, you got to go and support the other sports and other
Exactly.
activities. if you
Everyone's
want
always
those.
complaining about how, oh, well, there's no students in the stands, or, well, if no one's going to swim meets or girls hockey games or stuff like that, I mean, you
Don't
can't
expect them to go to your event.
Exactly. Why should they?
Yeah. So no, that was really cool. They had usually they have that far side closed for the girls games, but that was open, and there was
was
a
open,
there was a
wow.
good amount of us. We
That's
even got
awesome
some
to
of
hear.
those cherry kids to go.
Cherry,
Carson
wow,
Brown,
couple cherry kids.
Sunquist. But yeah, so girls, let's hope they can kind of keep pushing forward, winning the season, winning games. And then the boys, they start their season tomorrow. I think
Tomorrow
they had a
they
scrimmage
had
this
5
weekend.
games they played on Saturday.
Yeah.
And they made their cuts yesterday. I wanna
Yesterday, I
say.
think, yeah.
So yeah, I think their whole varsity team is ready to rock and roll tomorrow.
Yeah, they play at Grand Rapids
At Grand
tomorrow
Rapids.
night.
And not a section team. Hopefully, I really think they can put up a fight against Rapids.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the boys are going to be this year. I don't really know. I mean, they were solid last year.
I mean, you got a lot of young kids stepping up from Bantams. That a lot
Right,
of
all
them
those.
they've won state twice. A lot of those kids have been to state 3 or 4 times, I think, for Bantams and Pee-wees.
Yeah, it's kind of going to be interesting time to see. I know a lot of people have talked about it that they won a lot of those younger kids, those sophomores and freshmen. I think they won state in the younger divisions, and they've been performing well. But it's like
It's hard. We'll see
are
if
they
they
going to be able
can-
to transfer it into varsity hockey?
Yeah,
And,
it's a quicker game. It's a bigger game. I know
bigger
there's,
hitting for sure. I mean,
there's a lot of there's a couple bigger kids like Benny Galley.
Benny Galley,
one
he
of our
is. He's-
fellow.
yeah.
He's huge. I mean,
No,
he's just
I mean,
a
I-
really really big kid.
Right, I played football with him at running. He was running back, and he likes hitting. He's a little
he
timid.
likes that,
He's a little
yeah.
timid on occasion, but for the most part, he's an aggressive kid like that. So that's cool to have. And again, he's only a sophomore too, so
Yeah, it's just a lot of
got a
it's just-
couple years to kind of just grow up, and maybe by the time those
a
kids
lot
are
of-
seniors, that program can really be
Really
something.
good. I really think they go to state by the time they're seniors.
Yeah.
They could go to state
They
this
could
year,
go to state,
honestly.
yeah.
This is one of the Hermantown, as we all know, is tough to get
Of course.
to. I would say
Always.
this is one of the worst Hermantown teams I've seen in one of my high school
I have heard
career.
that actually. Yeah, I've heard that a little bit now that
And
they're not
Rockridge
quite what
going
they
to
were.
Double A. So I mean, we really do have a shot at it this year. Hopefully, we can see the Hibbing team progress and develop and do something this year.
It would be exciting. Would be exciting for sure. Kind of get Hibbing Sports to climb up the
climbing
ladder
up.
a little bit.
We're coming around.
We'll see. Also, this Friday and Saturday, the girls have a tournament, a hockey tournament. It's at Rapids. They'll have a few games there, and just kind of keep working through the season. The boys also play Friday this week at Two Rivers. They play Friday away, and then Saturday they have a tournament in Northfield.
Yeah,
It's like once that hockey season starts up, they're so
just
busy.
goes,
They're
and
just
it's-
so busy.
They kind of switch every year. Where one year they got a lot more away games than the previous
Right.
year. So this is their away year.
And the
so
girls have a home. It's a home
they
season
kind
for
of
the
switch
girls.
just so the scheduling works better. And they're
Right.
gonna be. We only have like I think 6 or 8 home games somewhere in there.
Really?
So,
Yeah, but
not
more
much.
more
if
girls
that
for
even.
sure.
Yeah, a lot more girls games this year.
Yeah, so hockey going up. The girls basketball, I think they don't have a game quite yet, but they'll
No, I
have
don't
one. I
think
think
so.
next week might be their first one.
They play next week. I'm
Yeah.
not too sure on their schedule.
But yeah, all the sports kind of starting up again, like you said. The basketball, wrestling, swimming captains practices started. I know boys swimming captains practices.
yeah, they're just
They haven't quite started actual practices, but the captains.
captain's practice,
if
waiting
you're in
on
that-
their coach to take his week off from girls
Girls
swimming.
swimming
Yeah.
into the boys.
Coach Mike Menziano, one of our best coaches to come out of here.
I mean, yeah, he's been around coaching swimming for a
long time, yeah.
long time. Not to age him too much, but for a long time.
Long time.
But I mean, from what I have seen at least, he
Yeah.
does it. He
His-
does it well.
His
Like,
numbers prove it. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been to state many times with this
every year sends both boys and girls
every year.
to state.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to see that in
Yeah.
any sport.
It's one of our best programs in Hibbing. Probably the best, honestly.
Consistent, at least consistent.
Consistent, yeah.
They, like I said, it's like every year they're sending at least one or two
Yep.
people per sport. So yeah, other than sports, now there's on Monday the 27th. So after this Thanksgiving break here, starting up next week, The Crescendo High School Orchestra has a concert at 7 p.m. at the high school. That is so that they're not part of. We don't have like an orchestra part of the school,
Nope.
but it's a local group.
It's a local group
that a
yeah.
lot of high school kids here, and maybe I think Chisholm too. There's some kids from that they come and play that. So that'll be on Monday night. I don't know if I'll be making it to that. Maybe though.
Maybe
you never
we'll see
know.
how sports
you never
go.
know.
Try to go.
And then the band concert. We have our
Yep,
band
our
concert.
fellow band concert.
On Monday, December 4th. So
Uh-huh,
that is going to be, 2 Mondays away now, which I'm excited for. We got some, neat little Christmas
we got
pieces.
some good tunes. Yeah, we got a little bit of movie action, a little bit of Silent Night. Don't want to give up too much, but
Can't tell them everything.
come watch and you find out.
Yeah, no, definitely. That'll be pretty good. Again, though, it's just not the same when there's no snow on the ground.
It doesn't feel like Christmas.
It does-
It
I-
doesn't.
I've been having a hard time even trying to put on Christmas music because it doesn't feel right.
I'll throw it on in the morning, come to school or going to work and whatnot. It's not hitting like
It's
it normally does.
Not like usual, where like you
No.
got white powder everywhere and the trees are glistening in the sun and the snow.
Yeah, they're saying it's super El Nino. This.
Yeah,
this
very
fall
El
weather.
Nino. Then a little bit even further away, now I know it's still kind of a while out, but the choir concert is going to be on the 18th of December. Choir's always a couple weeks after us. They're
Yeah.
always a little bit back or more
Always-
close to December.
Always
or
fun to go
Christmas.
to too.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of choir
I
concerts.
have
and
too.
They always do a really good job. With Mistress Cora always puts on a really good show.
Right, and well, speaking of Mr. Sikora, that he had a big role, I think, in the musical.
The musical.
You know,
yeah.
he was helping those kids with the
Yeah.
singing, and a lot of those kids are already in choir.
Yeah, he's really good at just
He's good with
placing the
that.
kids in the right spot they should be in. And every
Yeah.
time I'm always mesmerized at how good they do.
No, honestly though, I got to go back to that musical.
Yeah,
Christian
I agree.
Karakash, Annika, what's her
Oh.
last name?
I can't.
Jivry, Annika
Annika
Jivry,
Jivry,
and then
Christina Halverson.
Like
She did all really,
they
really
just
good
sound
roles.
terrific. Vinny Marchetti.
Vinny Marchetti, another one.
He was
He's the Gaston.
right.
Gaston,
He
so
is
just-
he is the perfect Gaston, right?
Yeah, he did a really good job. It was awesome. Yeah, again.
Yeah, and
really
then
good voices there.
I know both Vinny and then Christian too. This is their first year, and that was their first performance. And
Yeah, I don't know if they've done a play before
impressive
that.
for both of them. No, they definitely haven't.
Was Christian in the last year?
No,
no,
he wasn't.
he
No, I've talked to Miss Zubich about it, but Christian, he's got a terrific voice.
Yeah,
he
for
did a
being-
really good job.
For being two lead roles, they killed it.
Yeah,
Honestly,
definitely impressed by that. And then Annika, I mean, she's terrific.
She's a known.
I remember
talent. She
I
could
remember
go-
back in Lincoln when
In
we had the
Lincoln,
Bob
yeah,
Dylan the talent shows,
Yep.
at Lincoln, and she would sing, and it'd be like, golly, like that's impressive
Yep.
right there.
I think she will go further than just high school plays. Personally.
So yeah, choir concert, band concert, that orchestra concert coming up. That's kind of about everything going on right now or the next week here. Obviously, there'll be sports. There'll be more sports.
Maybe more
coming up,
sports
too.
rolling up. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah, but then also quickly, again, we'll just mention it, that the Hibbing High School 100th anniversary celebration, the committee for that, it's been meeting. They've met a couple times now, and the next meeting isn't quite set yet. However, that is going on. So it's going to be July 6th through the 13th this summer. There's going to be all sorts of celebrations and activities and events at the high school around town, just everything, celebrating the 100th anniversary.
Well, I will be the 100th class to walk across the stage. 99th.
Well, it's 99th, really, COVID
considering
year.
COVID year, but the 100th year.
The 100th year of the auditorium, which,
Which
I
is
brought it up last week too. I think it's just like it's
unreal.
not something many people get to say that my auditorium's been around for 100
100
years,
years.
my
It's-
school 100+ years.
I mean, anytime I go in there for the play, a choir concert, band concert, you look up and you look around, you're just
it's gorgeous.
It's insanely
so
gorgeous.
impressive.
It's so impressive how they built that.
Yeah, I was. Well, you can thank the Mines and all their money.
Thank you.
I was sitting in there during the musical, and you just gotta look up and admire,
Yeah, I agree.
just the beauty to it all.
And
It's
the
so
acoustics
cool.
in there, it all works
Yeah.
perfectly.
So that's very cool. And then that committee is super open to anyone that is a former alumni or even kids still in high school here. If you have ideas for what you might want to see or do,
Yep.
go ahead and go present those or go bring it up or anything like that. Want to get the community involved here.
Yeah.
And then there'll be meetings probably pretty regularly, and I'll talk about them probably about every week, just any
Yeah.
updates there are.
On another committee of topic, the Lincoln Elementary is trying to shoot for a new playground. I know my mom and dad, Jared and Derek Gabardi, are really big parts in that and really trying to go for that because the old playground, I mean, it's had to been around for what, 20, 30 years, you think?
Well, I thought it maybe got a little revamp.
A little bit. They redid
maybe
the,
5, 6, 7 years ago.
They got rid of the wood chips and put in that stuff,
Yep.
like the rubbery pellets. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure. A little more safe.
And I
but-
think they adjusted the swings, man, a few years back. But definitely like the slides and all the
yeah, I mean,
equipment.
So
I
they're-
remember it being used back when I went there.
it's kind of getting ratty. It's old. It's
Yeah.
due for a new one. I know. For what my mom was telling me, they're gonna make it about. If you ever been to the Greenhaven playground,
Yeah.
it'll be about like double the size of that.
Really.
Right in the center of town. So hopefully they can raise some money and just kind of
Yeah.
get that ball rolling, get it moving.
Yeah. No, that Greenhaven, when they did that, was that a year or two ago now?
Yeah, at least 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was a pretty big thing. It was really neat though. They really did a good job with that. I don't know
They
what
did, and it
company
really-
they had,
I'm
but
not sure, and it really
it's
works for handicapped students. Can use
right
it well,
everything. And it's at an elementary or like the
Yeah.
really young elementary school. So good for all those little kids, and there's fun. I mean, I've even been there a couple
Yeah,
times.
I mean, neither have I.
playing
I mean-
on it. But yeah, so hopefully the Lincoln can get it. Lincoln, you got bigger kids, you got some older
bigger
kids. It's a little bit more. You
There's
want
4 grades there. You mean it's right in
Right.
the center of town. It's a perfect spot for a new playground and just
yeah, and that place gets used so much. Like
oh
during the
God,
summertime,
there's
basketball
always
at
kids
the
there.
courts,
Kids
and
playing basketball, kids playing the playground, just everything. It's
Mhm.
always getting used.
yeah. So I think that's probably about everything going on right now.
Yeah, that's about it for Hibbing.
Now, speaking of Minnesota, though, as a whole, you got the Vikings Sunday night prime time.
The Vikings. Couple
You're a big Vikings fan, I know.
huge
aren't you?
Vikings fan.
Huge
I am one of
Vikings
the bigger
fan.
Vikings fans around. I live and die by them. Just a
Tough loss,
tough
21-20
loss.
to the Broncos.
Bad calls in my eyes. I know the guy who hit our pastronaut, Josh Dobbs.
the pastronaut,
our guy, our interim
Lord and
quarterback.
Savior at the
Yeah.
moment. I mean, he is performing.
There-
He's still doing well.
There was
I
a
think.
really, really bad head-to-head there that caused the fumble, leading the Broncos to get free 3 points, leading us to lose. And I think that guy just got off a 2-game suspension and now just got suspended
Really?
4 more.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I don't pay attention all that much
Oh, I do.
to the
So,
Vikings,
the beginning is fine, but it just
but still, yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
tough. That's
doesn't
annoying.
change our record. I mean,
And they were on a
5-game
five-game win streak.
They were rolling.
They
really
were
rolling.
rolling down, and I mean, there's still time
They're
though.
still good.
There's still time to. They play Detroit twice.
They
still.
played
So,
Detroit,
I mean,
Chicago, Detroit at the end of the year.
There's time to take
We can still
Detroit
take
out.
the division,
You can
I
still
mean.
take the division and still have good placement come playoffs, like 100%.
They'll be in playoffs. I'll
But,
promise that.
But those Broncos are so weird.
It's just a weird team.
They
Sean
beat
McVay, Russell Wilson. They
Sean
in a row.
Payton.
Sean.
Peyton.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Sean McVay's Rams. My bad.
Rams. Yeah, they've won a few now,
They
and
beat the
they
Bills,
beat the
the
Chiefs,
Chiefs.
the Bills, and the Vikings now. 3 games.
3 games. I think there's someone else in there. I can't think of.
But then it's that same team lost 70-20 earlier this year to the
Yeah,
Dolphins.
it's just like
doesn't make any
I
sense.
think they're frauds. They're
No, everyone's been saying that they're frauds.
frauds. Russell Wilson stinks. They won't do anything. Let's be real.
We'll see. Other than that, some Minnesota teams too. The Timberwolves. Timberwolves are kind of continuing a good
Timberwolves
start to
are
the season.
rolling. Anthony Edwards is having his best year as his
starting here.
third year, I think.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
best starting
Third or
year.
fourth.
Third or fourth, one, two. He looks really good. Cat is doing really good. Rudy
yeah.
Gobert is doing really good. Jaden McDaniels is doing really
The whole
good.
team is
It's
just
just meshing. The coaching is doing good. Everything is just rolling. Every time I watch them, their defense is hitting. They're hitting threes. They're just clamping. They're doing everything you can want from a basketball team.
yeah. They're 10-3. They just last night beat the Knicks. It was like 117-110, I think.
Yeah, they're just blowing out teams.
Yeah, like just solid, and we talked about it last week because last week they were playing the Warriors and they had those
They beat
wins
the Warriors,
after they
they
had
beat
the
the
fights. They
Nuggets.
had all the fights in the Warriors games.
Yeah, we all saw that.
But like just a powerful start to the season, which you just cannot complain about at all.
Nope, you can't.
Sadly, can't quite say the same about the Wild right now.
No, not my Minnesota Wild. We got
They're
been a really
seventh,
tough start.
seventh in the Central Division right now.
They had
Blackhawks
some-
are the only ones under them.
I know.
And that's because the Blackhawks, they have the same amount of wins, but the Blackhawks have 11 losses and the
Yeah.
Wild have 8.
Wild. Just Kirill Kaprizov. He just can't get the goals like he normally
It's kinda
does.
old.
The coaching is just kind of.
I've heard a lot of people talking, about
There's a lot of
Fleury,
talk of
though.
Fleury's
that
old.
He's old, and he's just not quite what he was.
A lot of talk of Dean Evison getting cut, fired, new coach coming in. Just a tough start. Hopefully they can turn it around, but a lot of young guys in the future to come around in the next couple of years. So just a gap year. That's all
Right.
it is, gap year.
It takes some time, it takes time to build,
Yeah, it's
right?
development. That's all it is.
Development. Yeah, that's about everything. We're kind of getting to the end of time. This has been a bit of a long episode. Can't complain about it though. I feel like it's gone pretty well. Yeah. So again, just the sports starting up here. Everyone be going out and supporting sports and the other activities.
Yep. Come support everything. Go to swim meets. Go to
Just go to
football-
everything.
no,
Not football anymore. But
go to hockey games. Go to it all. Go to basketball games.
Go to those ski meets over there.
It's a little far away. I don't expect too much out there. But.
Right.
All right. Well. Happy Thanksgiving. Everyone enjoy their 4-day break.
Yeah, 4 days here.
4 days. Yeah.
Make sure to eat lots and be thankful for all of your family and friends and.
Hopefully you all see me again once.
I'd
maybe once
love
or
to have
twice
you
more.
back.
I would love to
say.
be back here. It's a pleasure being here with you, Ian.
Right. And speaking of thanks, thank you, Sam, for coming stepping up. I think you did a terrific job. And then also, like always, thank you to Mrs. Zubich for letting us come here and do this. And then also thank you to Ron Werkala and then HPAT for allowing us to record here and kind of facilitate all of this.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
And then thank you, everyone that watches. Definitely. We'll see you next week.
See ya.
For over 25 years, U.S. Bank, located at 211 East Howard Street in Hibbing, Minnesota, has provided office and studio space for Hibbing Public Access Television. We are thankful for their ongoing support.